Up and running, and Villa is loud.
Welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with a latest transfer talk special. First of all, what do you think of our new intro? I mean, wow. Thank you to Nick Salter for the music. He is one of our members as well, one of our official Villa Park pod followers. So he's set up the music, and Max Wilkins, who is our resident editor and clip master, who has put together that video. So let me know in the comments what you think of the intro. But for me, I think it's an absolute winner. Onto the show, though, we are going to cover the latest Villa news. I did want to do this yesterday night, but it was a busy old night for me with meetings and everything. So thought I'd just jump on in the morning and do it. But we're going to cover Philogene Bidace, man in demand at the moment, and certainly put himself into the first team thoughts. Ferran Torres, that rumour will not go away. What are we going to do about it? And a couple of outgoings, younger players moving on. Lamar Bogarde and Josh Feeney potentially moving on. And then a couple of reports that have come out today. Another winger that we're interested in, and another potential goalkeeper that we're interested in. So make sure you stick around to the end of the vid just to find out who those are. Quick bit of housekeeping. We are well over 2,100 subscribers now on the road to 3K. So you would be doing us a massive favor by liking this video and subscribing to this channel to help us on our journey. And if you do want to become a member like Nick Salter is, just hit the join button. It's only $1.99 a month, and you are really helping support the channel grow. We do still have our competition to win a home or away shirt of your choice with a player name and number on the back if you so wish. I have the picture of the home shirt there. The away shirt, I haven't got the picture on, but it's a fantastic shirt. All you need to do is watch my 2,000 subscriber video, and you need to like the video, make sure you subscribe and comment on the video. We're approaching 100 entrants into that competition, so still a good chance of winning, but you can't be in it to win it if you don't comment and like and subscribe to the channel. So make sure you do that. So onto the news. So Philogene Bidace had a fantastic pre-season so far, scoring against Fulham, starting every single game. And seems to be a real man in demand. And Emery was asked directly about him, and obviously saw him in some of the training sessions before the official friendlies, and he obviously looked to give him a chance. He grabbed his chance against Newcastle and looked really sharp without scoring. He started against Fulham and scored. And then he continued that into the final game in the summer series against Brentford, and again looked really sharp. And I know a lot of Villa fans have commented about not only the attacking intent that he's got and the pace that he possesses, but the way that he's defending, the strength that he's showing. And it's looking like those championship loan moves have done him really, really well. And I always champion this for young players to go out on loan into the championship and the lower leagues, because it's where you get that physicality. No one's going to help you. No one's going to, referees are going to let things go. And that's where you kind of build up that real strength and physicality. And he's not the most muscly of players, but he has got that strength to hold people off, and it's really good to see. And you could see as the games went on, the players were trusting him more and more and more, which is what you want. And I do think he's really played himself into Emery's plans. Now that the question is he going to be given enough game time to warrant him sticking around? Because there's Fenerbahce and there's one or two other foreign clubs interested in signing him. There are championship clubs interested in signing him, whether that's on loan or whether that's a permanent. And obviously, the more games that he plays and the more he impresses in pre-season, the more things that are written about him, his price is going to creep up and up and up. And I would imagine that he's worth in and around that 8 to 10 million mark at the moment. And that's no exaggeration. I really do. He got Young Player of the Season at Cardiff last year. And you're talking about a player who is at 21 years old and can really push on, and he scores goals at championship level and makes goals. So for me, if it was me, I would keep him around the squad. And I think if we can get through in that Europa League, I mean, there's an argument to suggest, does he start against Newcastle? But you guys let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I personally would keep him around, but I really do think that the next week or so is some real big conversations for him and his agent to have with Unai Emery. Obviously, there's no guarantee in football. You can't guarantee people a game. But has he put himself ahead of Leon Bailey in this initial week? Because Bailey only came back into training last Thursday. He had a 15-minute cameo in the preseason game against Brentford. We have two more games, and I don't think there's a chance that players play both games. They may play periods of both games, but because of the close proximity of those, I think that's really difficult. Will we have another behind closed doors friendly the week after? So it is looking like Philogene could push himself in for a start against Newcastle. But like I say, let me know in the comments. Do we keep him as part of the first team squad? Do we let him go for money? Obviously, FFP as well. We may be able to squeak in on that and get some benefits on that, or do we go on another loan and see how he gets on? But yeah, you guys let me know now. One signing that is not going away, or potential signing that's not going away, is Ferran Torres, and he keeps saying that he wants to stay at Barcelona. The rumours are that Monchi wants to try for him. It's a Monchi target. We need a forward player who's not necessarily direct competition to Ollie Watkins, but can score goals and can play in that position. But Barcelona is selling Ousmane Dembele to PSG. Is that linked? Does that now mean that Ferran Torres is going to stay? We see lots of rumours on Twitter that he's now not available because of that. But I still think that there is a chance of a season-long loan move to Villa. And to me, I think a season-long loan wouldn't be a bad option, because obviously then he can play well. He might be able to get himself back in that Barcelona first team if that's what he really wants to do, or he could fall in love with Villa and potentially want to come to Aston Villa or go off to another club. But it's a difficult situation if a club potentially doesn't want you around and you want to stay there. Are you then going somewhere and potentially not going to put your all into it because you ultimately don't want to be there? No doubting he's a good player, no doubting he knows where the goal is, but I think he had a couple of a good cameo for when he played for Man City, and then that got him, potentially got him the move to Barcelona, but he hasn't really set the world alight at Barcelona. So let me know your thoughts. For me, if we could find a bigger striker, a bigger target man, so to speak, a more physical player that could play up front. I know John Duran's got that, but I'm not sure he's going to be relied on as much. We'll see what he's like when he comes back to training today. But that would be mine for a second option. But look, we'll see what happens with Ferran Torres. But just the rumours aren't going away. So I think what's likely, if he is still available, is maybe a push for a season-long loan move towards the end of the season, towards the end of the window, sorry. Outgoings. Lamar Bogarde, who did very, very well last season at Bristol Rovers and got really good reviews from Joey Barton. It's looking like he's going back out on loan. Well, actually, Southampton are looking at wanting to sign him on a permanent basis, and Villa aren't allowing that and are saying a loan only. Obviously, Lavia is looking like he's going to go to Liverpool, or Chelsea are sniffing around as well from Southampton. That's big shoes to fill for someone like Bogarde, so he must be very, very highly rated. And he is potentially on the lookout for Southampton. I think a loan move would be great for him, and then take it from there. Whether a bid comes in, he, as I say, highly rated player. Does a bigger bid come in and then we accept it? and get a sell on or get a buyback clause or something like that. I think something that Villa could utilise is this buyback clause where we get the first option to buy him back if he does really well. So maybe that's an option worth exploring. But looks a very highly rated player, and Southampton obviously will be looking to bounce straight back, play good football. I think it would be a good fit for him for his next stage in development. And then Josh Feeney signed a long-term deal with Villa. Looks very assured every time he plays in pre-season. He's looking like he's going to go out on a season-long loan to Blackpool in League One, I believe. So that could be an interesting move for him. Um, and uh, and yeah, great game time experience, as I've said with Philogene Bidace. Someone who has benefited from the loan moves to the lower leagues, and can really push on and develop his career. So yeah, two players that we're looking to move on. And I keep saying it, we think that we're losing youth players, but I totally forgot about Bogarde, and obviously Josh Feeney's around. We've still got Finn Azaz, who's about, who I think Plymouth are looking to sign. We've got Eric Bonham, who played in that first preseason game, but he's looking at a loan move. There's so many players that Villa have in that academy, and then you've got the likes of Kellyman and Rory Stewart who are coming up from through the ranks. So the youth system at Villa is looking really, really, really strong. And if it can start bringing through players for the first team, if it can start generating money for the club, then that's all well and good. A couple of rumours have sprung up this morning. Juventus winger Samuel Illing Jr. Is now apparently on the shopping list for Villa and also Everton. A winger born in England, born in London, through the Chelsea academy, and then went to Juventus in 2020. Has played. He was first of all in the Juventus Next Gen team. Played 9 games and scored 3 goals, and then from 2022 has had 12 appearances for Juventus first team and scoring 1 goal. And he's played right through the England age groups, from under 15s up to under 20s. Looks a highly rated player. They're looking at 25 million euros, which to me is a bit of a crazy price. And I question that when we have Philogene Bidace. Like, why would you go and get another player? He's only 19 years old, looks very strong, looks very quick, can finish as well. But we've got a player who we've brought through the academy and has played in the English Championship and has proven himself. I'd argue that playing Juventus Next Gen and then only 12 appearances, 1 start with Juventus last season, I'd argue that Philogene Bidace is further ahead than him. So I think that might be agent talk. I think it may be another kind of red herring that he might be looking at other clubs, but interesting that younger English players are playing abroad as well. So that's an interesting one. But again, let me know in the comments your thoughts on him. I don't know a great deal about him. If anyone else in the comments would like to let me know, then please do. But I think 25 million euros is a very steep price for an unproven player in predominantly first team football in England. So that's what I would say on it. And then we have a young Czech goalkeeper who's been linked, called Matej Kovar, a 23-year-old who spent last season on loan at Sparta Prague from Manchester United. Potentially, we are looking at him as I don't know, would he be a backup goalkeeper? Robin Olsen has been apparently is our backup goalkeeper, as Unai Emery said. Maybe that was to kind of keep him interested, keep him kind of motivated. But are we looking at another goalkeeper in the background? Would it be a potential season-long loan or something like that for him? Because ultimately we have Martinez, Olsen, and then we're into Marshall. Do we need another goalkeeper? Just in case there are more injuries, or how much experience has he had at Sparta Prague? Potential first team experience there, but yeah, interesting that we're potentially looking at a goalkeeper after Emery's comments, but perhaps he would be the backup to the backup. yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That's it for the update. Thank you very much for watching. As I said before, we are on the road to 3K, so please do like this video. Please do hit this subscribe button. And if you'd like to join and become an official Villa Park Pod follower just for $1.99 a month, then please just hit the join button. Leave your comments below on anything that we've talked about there. Philogene, Bidace, the young lads going out on loan, Ferran Torres, Inning Jr., and Matej Kovar, the goalkeeper. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, please remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone.
Up